Hello, everyone, and welcome. We all know that one of the biggest things that can hold back English learners is, thinking in their native language and then, translating it before they can speak.
It's true. That extra step, can really slow you down.
Right. Today, we're going deep on something pretty cool. Training your brain to think in English directly. Imagine English words and phrases just popping into your head without that translation step.
That's what we're talking about. And let me tell you, when that happens, your communication changes big time.
Huge difference. You can speak faster, feel way more confident, understand people better when they're speaking English. Your pronunciation can even get better.
We'll also cover some common mistakes people make that can actually block this whole thinking in English thing. Knowing what they are is the first step to, getting past them.
And we're not just going to talk about why it's important. We're going to give you, actual steps you can start using right now to get your brain thinking in English naturally.
Stick with us as we deep dive into this. It's a fascinating part of language learning.
Okay, so first, why is thinking in English so important for fluency? Like we said, that constant translating, it creates a delay.
Yeah, it's like there's this mental wall between what you're thinking and what you want to say in English. Makes it super hard to have a smooth conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you have a thought, and then you have to scramble to find the right English words and grammar.
Like solving a puzzle every time you want to talk.
Right. And sometimes there isn't even a direct translation. Your native language might have a totally different way of saying something.
Like, take the phrase, I am cold. In some languages, if you translate that word for word, it'll sound something like, I have cold.
Yeah, that just sounds so weird in English.
Exactly. And thinking in English helps you avoid that. You just think, I am cold, naturally, like a native speaker, without even thinking about the other language.
It's like that direct connection is the key to fluency.
Yeah.
And it speeds things up, too.
No more juggling two languages in your head.
Right. And think about how much more confident you'll feel when words just come to you.
You won't hesitate as much. You'll be able to say what you want, more freely.
It's amazing how much that hesitation can affect your confidence. When you don't have to struggle for words, you can respond more naturally.
It's so much more empowering. And you know what else? Thinking in English makes you a better listener, too.
Really?
Yeah. When your brain is in English mode, it's like you're tuned in to the sounds of the language. You start understanding conversations better.
Movies, music, everything.
Exactly. You're processing it all in English, not translating it back and forth.
Like your brain is already on the right wavelength.
And here's a bonus. Your pronunciation can get better, too. When you think in English, you're kind of practicing the sounds in your head.
So to sum up, thinking in English helps you speak faster, feel more confident, understand better, and even pronounce better.
It's a total game changer. But I bet some of you are wondering, why isn't my brain doing this already? What's stopping me?
Let's talk about some common patterns that kind of get in the way.
First one, relying too much on translation. If you're always translating everything in your head, your brain doesn't get a chance to work with English directly.
It's like using training wheels forever. You never get to feel that balance on your own.
You gotta trust your brain to create sentences in English, without that translation crutch.
Another big one, overthinking grammar. A lot of learners get stuck trying to build perfect sentences in their heads before they even speak.
Yeah, grammar is important, but if you're stopping every 2 seconds to analyze everything, your speech is gonna sound so unnatural.
And think about it.
Yeah.
Native speakers don't do that. They don't consciously think about every grammar rule. And guess what? They make mistakes too.
It's about communicating effectively, not being perfect.
Right. And then there's the fear of making mistakes.
So many learners are afraid to say something wrong that they end up not saying anything at all.
That's like that fear paralyzes them.
But you gotta remember, mistakes are part of learning. The more you practice, even if it's messy, the better you'll get.
Practice makes perfect, as they say. Well, maybe not perfect, but definitely better.
Exactly. And the last thing is not being immersed enough in English. If you only use English in class or for studying, your brain's not going to switch to English mode easily.
It needs that constant exposure, right?
Exactly. Surround yourself with English, music, videos, books. Even change the language settings on your phone. With immersion, there's passive and active. Passive is like having the TV on in the background. Active is when you're really listening, trying to understand. Active immersion is way better for getting your brain to think in English.
So those are some of the things that might be holding you back. Too much translation, too much grammar focus, fear of making mistakes. and not enough English around you.
Now let's talk about some practical things you can actually do to start thinking in English.
Okay, hit me with those tips.
First one, name things around you in English. Easy peasy.
Like right now.
Yep. Look around the room, chair, table, window, book, lamp. Just say the English words in your head.
Okay, got it. What else?
Try making a simple sentence about each thing. Don't just think window. Think the window is open, or I like the view from this window.
So start building those sentences early.
Exactly. Next tip. Talk to yourself in English. Sounds weird, but it works.
Do I have to do it out loud?
Not if you don't want to. You can do it silently in your mind. Just narrate your day. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. I'm putting on my shoes.
So basically, think out loud, but in English. Got it.
And don't worry about making mistakes. No one's listening. It's just you and your brain getting used to using English in everyday situations.
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
Use an English to English dictionary. This one's huge.
You mean instead of a dictionary that translates to my language?
Exactly. When you look up a word in an English to English dictionary, you're connecting it directly with other English words. You're building those connections in your brain, and it really helps. It's like, remember how we said that English to English dictionary helps you build like those word webs in your mind? It makes you understand and remember better.
So instead of translating, I'm learning the meaning in English.
Yep. Like, if you see the word happy and don't know what it means, don't go to a bilingual dictionary. Find it in an English dictionary. You might see something like feeling or showing pleasure or contentment.
Okay, that makes sense.
Another tip, start with simple sentences. Don't try to create these long, complicated sentences right away.
Yeah, that can be overwhelming.
Instead of thinking, oh, I really should go to the grocery store because we are running out of milk and bread, just think, I need milk, I need bread. Simple.
Short and sweet.
Exactly. And then as you get more comfortable, your sentences will naturally become longer and more complex. Okay, next tip. Develop an English inner voice.
What do you mean by that?
It's like changing the language of your thoughts. Instead of thinking in your native language, try thinking in English. If you're planning your day, think, okay, first I'll check my email, then I need to finish that report.
Like switching the channel in your brain.
Exactly. And you can ask yourself questions in English throughout the day. What should I have for dinner? Or is it going to rain today? Anything.
So I'm basically making English the default language for my thoughts.
Exactly. And finally, remember what we talked about. Immerse yourself in English. The more you're exposed to it, the easier it'll be to think in it. And remember, active immersion is key. Really pay attention to what you're listening to or reading. Don't just have it on in the background.
Podcasts, movies, books, music. Make English a part of your everyday life.
So, to quickly go over those 6 strategies, name things in English, talk to yourself in English, use an English to English dictionary, think in simple sentences, develop that English inner voice, and immerse yourself.
Okay, got it. These are great tips, but how can I make this a daily habit?
That's the key. It's not enough to just know these things. You got to practice them regularly.
So what are some daily exercises we can do?
First one, start and end your day with English thoughts. When you wake up, even before you get out of bed, think about your day in English. Today is Friday. I have a meeting this afternoon. I need to go to the bank. Simple things like that.
And do the same thing before bed?
Exactly. What did I do today? Did I accomplish everything? What do I need to do tomorrow? Just a quick review.
So I'm basically sandwiching my day with English thoughts.
That's a good way to put it. Next exercise. Try to think only in English for at least 30 minutes every day.
Whoa, that sounds tough.
It might be challenging at first, but stick with it. If a thought pops up in your native language, try to rephrase it in English. Even if it's just a word or a phrase, it's still good practice.
Okay, challenge accepted. What else?
Practice speaking your thoughts out loud. Even if it's just for a few minutes each day, describe what you're doing, what you see, what you're thinking.
So if I'm cooking dinner, I could say, I'm chopping the onions, now I'm adding the garlic. This smells good.
Exactly. You're getting comfortable with the sounds of English, and you're training your brain to think in English. Another good one is to use English during everyday activities. Think in English while you're cooking, driving, exercising, anything.
So instead of just zoning out, I'm actively engaging my brain.
Exactly. If you're cooking, think, I need to stir this. I wonder if it's cooked through. If you're driving, think about the route you're taking, the cars around you. If you're exercising, think about how your body feels, your goals for the workout.
Okay, got it. And I think you mentioned journaling before, right?
Yep. Start a simple English journal. Doesn't have to be fancy. Just write down your thoughts, your day, whatever comes to mind.
And I don't have to worry about perfect grammar or anything, right?
Right. The important thing is to express yourself in English. Don't get bogged down in the details.
So to recap, start and end the day with English thoughts. Think only in English for at least 30 minutes a day. Speak your thoughts out loud. Use English during everyday activities. And keep a journal.
Those are great habits to develop. And remember, consistency is key. The more you practice, the easier it'll become.
Makes sense, but let's be real. It's probably not going to be easy all the time, right?
Of course not.
Yeah.
There will be challenges. That's totally normal.
So what are some of the things people might struggle with?
Well, like we said, your brain's natural instinct is to go back to your native language. That habit can be hard to break.
It's comfortable, right?
Exactly. But don't get discouraged. Just keep practicing. Start small. Think in single words or short phrases. And remember that English-to-English dictionary.
It's all about building those connections in your brain.
Exactly. Another common challenge is not knowing the right word. It can be frustrating.
Like when you have the thought, but you just can't find the word.
Yep. Instead of giving up, try to describe the word you're looking for. If you can't remember elevator, think that thing that goes up and down in a building.
So I'm still thinking in English, just in a more roundabout way.
Exactly. And the last challenge is staying motivated. It can be hard when you feel like you're not making progress.
It's like, am I really getting anywhere with this?
I know. But remember, language learning takes time. It's a gradual process. Keep a journal or record yourself speaking. Look back after a while, and you'll see how much you've improved.
That's a good idea.
The most important thing is to be patient, be kind to yourself, and keep going.
Don't give up.
Exactly. Now, we've used a lot of important words today. Let's take a minute to make sure everyone understands them.
Good idea. Vocabulary is key.
First word, translating. That means changing words from one language to another. Remember, we want to move away from that.
Right. Next word, fluently. That means speaking smoothly and easily, without a lot of pauses.
Thinking in English helps you do that.
Next up, naturally. That means doing something without thinking about it too much, like a native speaker.
That's the goal. Immersion means surrounding yourself with the language.
Active immersion, remember.
Right. Conscious means being aware of what you're doing.
So at first, thinking in English is going to be a conscious effort.
But with practice, it'll become more automatic. Default means the usual way something happens.
We want to make English your default thinking language.
Obstacle means something that blocks your way.
Like fear of mistakes. Consistent means doing something regularly.
Practice, practice, practice. Frustrating means feeling annoyed or upset because you can't do something.
Learning a language can be frustrating sometimes, but don't give up. Motivation means the desire to do something.
You need motivation to keep going.
Okay, so now that we've got the vocabulary down, let's get our listeners thinking.
Good idea. First question. Which strategy are you most excited to try?
Which one feels like the easiest way to get started?
Second question. Think about your own life. When would being able to think in English be really helpful for you?
At work, when traveling, when talking to friends.
Last question. What's one small thing you can start doing today to make thinking in English a habit?
Even something small can make a big difference over time.
Think about these questions. They can really help you focus your efforts. Well, that's it for our deep dive on thinking in English. We hope this has been helpful.
It's been a great conversation.
Remember, thinking in English is a skill. And like any skill, it takes practice. But it's so worth it.
It can really change how you communicate. So be patient, be consistent, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
And think about all the possibilities that open up when you can think in English.
It's like a whole new world.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.